So when you think of Minecraft, what's the first thing that comes to mind? For most people, it's just blocks, right? It seems so simple on the surface. Well, today, we're going to dig way, way deeper and show you the massive, complex universe that's hiding just under those pixels.
I mean, look at this. This classic grass block, it pretty much is Minecraft for millions of players. It's all about punching trees, making some tools, and throwing together a quick shelter to get through the night. But honestly, that's just scratching the surface.
You know, the moment you start digging, you find all this crazy stuff. Entire systems, economies, technical nightmares, and even some real-world dangers that turn this simple game into something else entirely. So yeah, let's get into it.
Okay, so here's the plan. We'll start at the top, the stuff everyone knows. Then we'll dip just below the surface into the game's hidden mechanics. After that, we're going deep, talking about running your own universe, and then into the abyss, what happens when things totally break. And finally, we'll wrap up with the most important part, the human side of it all.
All right, so this is where it all starts. The Minecraft everyone knows and loves. It's your very first day. The sun's going down, and you are scrambling to survive. This is the bedrock, literally, that everything else is built on.
So your survival really boils down to these four things right at the start. You've got the crafting table to unlock bigger and better things, a furnace to cook your food and smelt ore, a bed, super important, to set your spawn point and skip the night, and of course a door to keep the bad guys out. These are your first baby steps to making it through the night.
But okay, you've survived a few nights. Now you start noticing, other things. Weird red dust on the ground. Levers, villagers who want to trade. This is the exact moment Minecraft stops being just a simple survival game and turns into this wild engineering and economic simulation.
And this stuff? This is redstone. Think of it like Minecraft's version of electricity. With redstone, players go from building little huts to engineering these incredible machines. We're talking automatic farms, secret piston doors, even working computers inside the game. It's the key to automating, well, pretty much everything.
So if redstone is the engineering side of things, villager trading is the game's full-blown economy. Suddenly, you're not just crafting a sword here and there. No, you're building massive, automated farms to produce tons of goods, all so you can find the perfect villager to trade with for emeralds. You're basically creating and optimizing supply chains.
And trust me, players have gotten ridiculously good at this. Like YouTuber iCraftMC found a way to create what he calls the most overpowered best trade in the entire game. You can turn something super basic, like stone, into an endless supply of emeralds. This isn't just trading anymore. It's a real, living economy that you can totally manipulate.
All right, let's go even deeper now. We're moving past just playing in a world to actually creating and managing one. This is where we get into multiplayer servers, where players become admins, building entire communities from scratch.
So how do you do it? Well, a really great guide on Reddit lays out four main options. You can self-host right on your own computer, which gives you total control but has some risks. You can use Mojang's official realms, which is super easy, or you can rent a server from a company that specializes in Minecraft or just a general hosting company, which gives you a nice balance of power and convenience.
And I gotta emphasize, that risk with self-hosting, it's no joke. When you expose your home IP address, you're opening yourself up to things like DDoS attacks, which can just shut your internet down completely. And, kinda scary, it can give people a rough idea of where you live. It's a huge reminder that being a server admin comes with some very real-world baggage.
Okay, hold on, because now we're diving into the abyss. We're talking about the deep, dark, technical side of the game. This is what happens when things go completely wrong. Worlds corrupt, games crash, and the players basically have to become their own IT department. One of the most common crashes you'll see is that dreaded out-of-memory error. So what's that about? Well, RAM is basically your computer's short-term memory. And if Minecraft, especially a heavily modded Minecraft, needs more of that memory than it's allowed to use, bam, it just crashes. But of course, the community found a fix. You actually have to dig into the game's launcher settings, find this little bit of code called JVM arguments, and manually tell Minecraft, hey, it's okay, you can use more memory. It's like turning a knob to give it more power, and it works like a charm for a lot of people. But what about something even worse? Like your entire world, hundreds of hours of work, just gets corrupted. It feels like it's gone for good, right? Well, not necessarily. People like Frybri figured out this incredibly clever trick. You basically back up your world's data, create a brand new, clean world using the same seed, and then you carefully transplant your old data into that new world. It's like digital surgery,
and it can literally save your world from disappearing forever. And if you want to see just how complicated troubleshooting can get, look no further than the infamous Exit Code 1 crash. This isn't just one problem. Oh no. It's like a generic error for a dozen different things. It could be two mods that hate each other, a file that's missing, or it could be something totally outside the game, like your graphics drivers being out of date. It's a real detective story to figure this one out.
And now brings us to our final layer. And honestly, it's the most important one. It goes way beyond the code. We're shifting gears now from in-game issues to the very real responsibilities of playing in a huge online community.
Because the second you step into a multiplayer server, especially if you're a parent with a young kid playing, the worries aren't about zombies and game crashes anymore. They're about people, about safety, and about what happens in the chat. A fact sheet from the Langton really breaks down the risks. You've got user-created content that can be, not so kid-friendly, bypassing the age ratings. You have strangers who can contact kids directly in chat. And, just like in the real world, you have problems with bullying and griefing. Plus, the whole in-game purchase thing, where kids can spend real money.
But here's the good news. You are not powerless here. Every major platform, Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, they all have really solid parental controls built right in. You can limit who your kid can talk to, you can set spending limits, block people. But the most important tool isn't a setting. It's just talking. Talking with your kids regularly about what they're doing online and who they're talking to.
So all of this leaves us with one big question. After going all the way from simple blocks to complicated machines, to entire economies, server management, deep-level tech support, and real-world social dynamics, what exactly is Minecraft? Is it still just a game, or has it evolved into something so much more?